Hi, it's Jane from Jane Rowland Photography, and if you're watching this video you might be interested in finding out a little bit more about what a photo shoot entails. Now you will hear this word bespoke quite a few times, a bespoke portrait experience, but what does that actually mean? Well, bespoke obviously means tailor-made, so it's something that's completely unique and made for you, so it's different from everyone else's photo shoot. But for me the process has 4 stages to it. Stage 1 is when we do a pre-shoot consultation. Now in that meeting we will fill in a questionnaire so that I know exactly what you want from your shoot, and so when I finish our pre-shoot consultation I'll go away and draw up a shot list with a very clear idea of the kind of images that you're looking for. Some clients in their photo shoot have a very clear idea of what they want. Some people want very clean, clear images, very neutral images, no props, no gimmicks, just complete emphasis on the subject or the newborn if it's a newborn. Some clients want something a little bit more creative, a little bit more colourful. Other clients don't know what they want, and that's absolutely fine because we'll go through that process together. What I recommend to clients is before we do the pre-shoot consultation, you look on my website what kind of images you're particularly drawn to, or you also look on Pinterest, because Pinterest is a great resource for finding what you're looking for as well, and then you can show me those and I can try and replicate those as best I can in your shoot. The pre-shoot consultation normally takes place in your home, especially if it's the studio portrait, because my studio equipment is really quite sizable, so I need to know what the space I've got to play with and which might be the best room to do the shoot in. It might be that you have to move some furniture, so it's really useful if I can come and see that in person so I can advise you about that. But it doesn't have to be done in your home. We could also do it over the phone or by email, through video call, or we could even meet in a coffee shop and do it that way. It doesn't matter how and where we do it, as long as I get enough information to draw up my session plan so I know exactly what to do on the day of the shoot. So step 2 is the shoot itself. Up until the pandemic, I only offered one type of shoot, and that was a formal studio photo shoot in your home, bringing all my photographic equipment. I have a huge beanbag, I have a huge kind of lighting umbrella, so it does take up a lot of your living room. If it's a newborn shoot, it's very hands-on. There's lots of posing and soothing. Every arm, every leg, even every finger is placed in position. So it does involve a lot of physical contact with your baby, and possibly wrapped as well, because some babies really struggle to settle and they need to be wrapped. Since the pandemic, I've offered 2 other types of photo shoots, both of which are more socially distanced. The second type of shoot I offer also takes place in your home, but it's very different from the formal studio shoot. This one involves no studio lighting equipment at all. It's literally me, my camera, possibly reflector, maybe a little step ladder, and that's all it is. We use a natural light in your house, and this is a lifestyle photo shoot where literally it's almost like I'm a fly in the wall and I'm just photographing you, interacting with your baby, interacting with your family. It's much more organic, it's more candid, it's not posed necessarily. There might be a few tweaks that I make, so you know I can make sure the light's right, but really it's capturing a day in the life. So that moment in your life is kind of frozen. You've got lots of images to help you remember those days, particularly if you've got a newborn baby. Those kind of photo shoots can take place over different rooms. It could be in your living room, it could be in the master bedroom. Is a really good place because it means that we can use the bed. So if you've got older kids or pets, you can all pile onto the bed, and that's really great for those candid kind of interactive shots. But it can also take place in your baby's nursery, and you can get those little details of the actual decor itself, which in a few years' time, you know, you might redecorate and they'll be gone, but you've got those little details to hang on to forever. The third type of photo shoot is even more socially distanced, and that's an outdoor photo shoot. This type of photo shoot is obviously seasonal. It can only take place in the warmer months of the year, and it's more prone to being rescheduled because it's very weather dependent. But it does work very well, and it can even work with newborns, as I have found out myself. If you look at the blog on my website about the newborn outdoor photography shoot that I did, that will explain that in more detail. The third part of the process is the one that you don't actually see, and that's the editing part of the process. So when I've finished your shoot, it's not a question of me just downloading the images and uploading them to the online gallery. There is a lot of editing work that goes on in the meantime. Newborn babies particularly have very tricky skin because they've often got baby acne, milk spots, they've got red blotches, sometimes they've got yellow, they're jaundiced. So to get that very creamy, flawless skin that you often see on newborn images, that actually takes a lot of work, which you don't actually see. It goes on behind the scenes. Or you might want a painterly style of portrait, and you might want a toned image. Or there might be imperfections in the photograph that I need to correct. If you've got a group photograph, for example, and one person is blinking or putting an expression that isn't very flattering, we might have to do a head swap. And that's something that I do as well. So there's a lot of the editing that you just won't be aware of because you only see the final outcome. You don't actually see the process. That's why I ask to wait at least 2 weeks from the photo shoot to the actual delivery of the gallery, so it gives me plenty of time to edit your images. Now, some people say, well, why do you only offer 5 or 10 or 20 photographs when other people offer 80 to 100? If you want quantity, you just want the volume of photographs, but you're not necessarily bothered about them being very heavily edited, then someone who offers a higher number of photographs in their gallery might be the photographer that you're looking for. I only offer 5, 10 or 20 because I try to make sure that every photograph that is in the final gallery is one that you can actually enlarge and frame or hang on your wall. So it's kind of a work of art individually in itself rather than a series of, bulk images. The fourth stage of the process is the viewing session. Now, in the viewing session, that normally takes place again in your home. I will bring my iPad and you'll go through all the images, and there's a special app and you can choose the ones that you want to put and which package you want. It doesn't have to take place in your home. I can send you an online gallery of all the images that I've edited, and you can then choose the ones that you want, and I will then send you the final ones, high resolution without a watermark, for you to download and keep. If you've ordered a piece of wall art, then I will deliver that to you personally at a time to suit you. I hope that explains how I do things. Every photographer is different. If you have any questions, please get in touch. There's a contact form on my website, or there's the contact details at the bottom of every page on the website. Don't feel that if you ask any questions, there's any expectation that you will carry on to make a booking with me. I do understand that commissioning a portrait photographer is a significant investment, and you have to make sure that you're making the right choice for you. And I'm very happy to help you with that process, even if I'm not the photographer you ultimately choose.